Yo, what is good, YouTube? How y'all doing? Listen, right? So we got another reaction with a video called "The Magician Who Brought Street Football to the World's Biggest Stadium." And that being said, hope y'all enjoy. And if you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the fam, and yeah, let's get it.
The smile, the skill, the thrill you felt when you watched him. The hair, the flair, the fear he instilled into every opponent who went up against him. The samba, the silkiness, the carefreeness with which he played. For him, football was never just about wins and losses. It was also about enjoying every single moment on the pitch and making the beautiful game a true beauty to behold. He was a performer, an entertainer, a showman, a man.
I mean, with those dance moves, shit, I could see why.
Who evoked joy, amazement, and nostalgia every time he stepped on the pitch. He was Ronaldinho, the ever-smiling magician who brought street football to the biggest stadiums in the world.
Damn, that's crazy. I guess he's him. Let me know in the comments.
You see, Ronaldinho was born in Brazil, the home of futsal and street football. He was born into a poor background, but football had always been in his blood. His father played football at the local club, while his older brother played for Grêmio before injuries cut his career short.
Damn.
Like things weren't bad enough, Ronaldinho then lost his dad when he was just 8 years old, so things became a lot tougher. But football was the only place he could find solace, so after the death of his father, he held football tighter. He started to play a lot of youth matches in his neighborhood and would often be the smallest person in the group, which earned him the name Ronaldinho, meaning Little Ronaldo.
Oh, really? I had no idea. Interesting. Okay. So have you ever wondered how scammers get your personal information? I'm talking about your phone number, your email address, and suddenly everything becomes a dumpster fire full of spam? Yeah, it's not just bad luck, but lucky for you today, that brings today's sponsor, Aura. And I'll be honest, this is something I now recommend to everyone I care about because it really opened my eyes to how vulnerable I am, especially like all my personal data and information is being out there. So you might be wondering, what is Aura? Aura is an app that aims to help protect your digital identity, your personal information, your finances, and your devices from online threats. There are a company out there that's called data brokers, which their entire business is collecting and selling your personal information. And they do all that without your consent. And not to mention, they also make billions, yes, would it be billions, by selling your personal data to anyone, marketer, any scammer, and even stalkers. So it's very dangerous. And while they're legally required to remove your information if you ask, they make it time consuming, confusing, and just just all around complicated. The time for Aura is now. Just last year alone, there has been 37 billion personal record has been compromised in just last year. And that is exactly why I'm using Aura, and I'm so grateful that they're sponsoring this video. Aura handles the hard part for you. They automatically request removal from the shady data broker site, and they also keep your information off. And to be honest, I didn't even realize how exposed I was until I ran a scan and I saw my name, my date of birth, my old addresses just surfing around the web as if it's some like garage sale or something. And I just felt completely gross and just exposed that anyone can just grab this information and just ruin my life. But here's the thing, Aura is more than just a data broker remover. It's pretty much a full-on digital security system. And like not having Aura is like locking your front door but leaving all your windows wide open for anyone or anything to get in. You feel me? And if you're wondering what else do you get, here's what you get in this one app. Real-time alerts if your information end up on the dark web, instant fraud notification for your bank and credit, 24/7 identity monitoring, a VPN, antivirus, password manager, and more. One app, every layer of protection. You can try Aura free for 14 days at aura.com/Schuyler. In those 2 weeks, you'll see exactly where your information is being exposed and sold, and to be honest, it's very shocking. I'm not leaving myself exposed anymore, and neither should you. Once again, thank you Aura for sponsoring this video, and that being said, let's get back to it.
Earned him the name.
I swear it's always like the smallest or the shortest on the court or field or wherever sport you're playing. Like you always the fastest. I don't know what it is.
Ronaldinho, meaning Little Ronaldo. During this period, Ronaldinho played football, futsal, beach football, you name it. Anywhere there was a ball being kicked, you would see the little boy there. He was just obsessed with football and how it was played on the streets.
Damn.
It was while he played futsal that he was able to develop his skills, close control, ability in tight spaces, and what have you. Then boom. When he was 13 years old, he started to attract attention from all over the country when he helped his team beat a local club 23-0, scoring
23-0. This is football. This is not like basketball or like NFL or anything. This is like soccer, like football, like 23-0. Oh my God, this is belt to ass.
all 23 goals. Everyone who saw him instantly knew that this kid was special. He represented Brazil at the 1997 Under-17 World Championship, and after he shone so bright, he was promoted to the Grêmio first team the following year, after having been in the youth team for 10 years.
Damn.
Ronaldinho was only 18 years old when he started to shake the entire world with his skills and performances in 1999. He memorably embarrassed Brazil's 1994 World Cup winning captain Dunga in a final, leaving the legend looking clueless on 2 different occasions. It was clear at this point that not only was this kid good, he was very audacious.
No, this title is so accurate. Like, I've never seen like these like footwork during the game. Maybe like, okay, you know, like street performers and whatnot, doing like the craziest stuff, but to do it in game, real time, nah, this is different. Oh my God. Against like, what is this, like a known defender? That's crazy.
At this point, that not only was this kid good, he was very audacious. The world was watching, particularly Arsène Wenger, and in 2001, the French manager was ready to sign this Brazilian wonder kid and bring him over to London. The move was very nearly completed, but Ronaldinho was unable to secure a work permit to play in England, so everything collapsed. Seeing as the Arsenal deal had collapsed, he briefly considered going to Scotland to play for St Mirren, but because he had once been involved in a fake passport scandal, the move never materialized. Well,
Damn, talk about self-sabotage. Damn, my fake passport. Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to like mess with, bro. Like, cause that leave like a really like dent on your like, you know, record. Because when you're trying to apply for like other visas and whatnot, they're gonna see that. They're gonna be like, wait a minute, you try to go to other countries illegally before, so it kind of, yeah, it's not a good thing to do.
their loss. Anyway, all of this heartbreak worked out for his good, as he ended up moving to France to join PSG that summer. At PSG, Ronaldinho linked up with another street footballing legend, JJ Okocha, and the presence of the Nigerian midfielder in the team seemed to send a message to Ronaldinho that he could just be his raw self, even in Europe. His first season in Europe was good. Although not a guaranteed starter yet, Ronaldinho made sure to contribute each time he was called upon. He averaged a goal contribution every other game, playing as an attacking midfielder, left winger and second striker. But his first season was marred by some controversy. His coach, Luis Fernandez, complained that Ronaldinho never came back early whenever he went back to Brazil for holiday. But more seriously, he said that the young Brazilian was too focused on the nightlife in Paris, even more than he was on football. At the time,
you think because he don't want to cut his holiday short, you think that's the reason why? I mean, look where he came from, bro. It's like he worked for his money and whatever he achieved at that point. Like, let him, man. It's holiday, bro. Let him enjoy his stuff, man. Like, come on, bro.
It seemed like a non-issue because, in spite of his questionable hobby, Ronaldinho never failed to put up insane performances whenever he entered the pitch. But this was...
And that's all that matters, bro. As long as he's not getting locked up and he's putting numbers on the pitch, that's all that matters. He's doing his job. Let him enjoy his adult life, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Would actually turn out to be what eventually destroyed him at his very prime. But for now, he was still on top of the world, and he rode that wave into the World Cup that summer. In Brazil, he formed a lethal partnership with Ronaldo and Rivaldo called the 3 Rs, and together they shook the world. It was Ronaldinho's first ever World Cup outing, but you would never have known with the way he played. He was directly involved in 5 goals in 5 appearances, including
Damn.
one of the greatest free kick goals in World Cup history, which he scored against England. He curled the ball from 40 yards out to win Brazil that game and
Oh
send
my
them to the
God.
Final Four. Interestingly, just 7 minutes after that, he got sent off, so he missed the semi-final. But he was back for the final, and he helped Brazil beat Germany in the final to lift their 5th World Cup trophy and cement their place as the most successful nation in the competition's history. Ronaldinho was named in the World Cup All-Star team, so he returned to PSG feeling truly untouchable. In fact, ahead of the 2002 to 2003 season, he was even rewarded with the number 10 shirt at his club. And with such a heavy number on his back, he began to play with a lot more freedom and enjoyment. That season, he won the Goal of the Season award for his incredible goal against Guingamp, where he used a body feint, step-overs, and a chip to take the ball all the way from the midfield into the back of the net. This was the type of stuff we only saw in street football, but this young man was bringing it to the stadiums in Europe.
Bro, he flew by at least 6 different defenders to then still score the goal. Like, come on, bro, that's... Damn, bro, he really is him. Like, damn, that's crazy.
Once again, the world...
He kind of reminds me of, like, Messi, too, because how fast he is and how good of a, like, ball handler he is for... Especially, like, how fast he's going. He kind of reminds me of, like, Messi, for sure.
Was watching, and there were bigger clubs who were desperate to bring that artistry to the biggest stadiums in the world. In 2003, Barcelona's newly elected president, Joan Laporta, said his intention was to lead the club to the forefront of the footballing world, and he would do that by signing one of 3 players: Thierry Henry, David Beckham, or Ronaldinho. Henry remained at Arsenal while Beckham moved to Real Madrid that summer, which forced Laporta to go all in for Ronaldinho. Man United were also interested, but Barcelona outbid them, eventually paying €30 million for the Brazilian, a fee that would turn out to be an absolute bargain.
Ooh, 30 mil? 30 M's? You might have getting paid that, like, millions upon millions of dollars just to play the game you love, just to, like, play the sport that you love playing. That's crazy. That's what you call, like, being blessed in life, bro. Like, just be able to make that amount just playing the sport you love. Oh my God, bro. That's, like, everyone's dream. It's like, yeah.
Just after a couple training sessions and pre-season games, Barcelona's coach Frank Rijkaard said in awe about Ronaldinho, he has something special every time he touches the ball. And for anyone who doubted he was special, he decided to announce himself to Spain and the rest of Europe in the best way possible. His first goal for Barcelona was a real golazo. He carried the ball from his own half after having received it from his goalkeeper, dribbled past 2 players, and then sent a rocket flying past the goalie from 30 yards out. And he did this against Sevilla, by the way. Not just any club. The whole of Spain knew that it was about to be scary times with this magician now in the league. But the downside to this was that Barcelona quickly became too dependent on Ronaldinho. The Brazilian had them sitting 4th on the table in November, but then he picked up an injury which saw him sidelined for a month. During that period, Barcelona dropped to 12th after a series of 4 winless games.
Damn.
In his first game back, Ronaldinho dropped a goal and an assist in the derby against Espanyol, which was the beginning of an incredible run for Barcelona. With Ronaldinho back in the side, Barcelona went on to lose only one of their next 20 league games, ultimately helping them go from the bottom half of the table to a 2nd place finish.
That's the one thing I hate, when, like, teams get, like, a one-in-a-lifetime type of player and they don't want to build around that same player. Like, they think that one person can carry the entire franchise for years to come. That's not how it works, bro. Like, he need help. What if he got injury? Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? They keep losing games, losing games. You know what I'm saying? But if he had help, like, maybe 1 or 2 other guys, they could have, like, hold, you know, the workload while he's out so they can, you know, win a couple, maybe not all the games, but win a couple just to stay up there in the standings. But yeah, it's like, it's all the time, bro.
That season, he was directly involved in 34 goals in 45 appearances for the club. And for his performances, he was named FIFA World Player of the Year. in 2004.
Well deserved.
Barcelona's star Ronaldinho beat off fierce competition from Ballon d'Or winner Andrei Shevchenko and Thierry Henry as he was named FIFA World Player of the Year.
But that was just the beginning. The following season, he helped Barcelona win La Liga after having sat top of the table from October till the end of the season. He also led them to the round of 16 of the Champions League, where he scored one of the competition's most memorable goals against Chelsea.
Damn.
He was surrounded by 5 opponents, but he still managed to find the back of the net from outside the box. It was things like this that made him so special. Not only was he effective, Ronaldinho made sure to entertain while at it. His skills and flair made so many people fall in love with his game. And his captain, while he was at Barcelona, had the highest praise for him. Carles Puyol said, "The greatest compliment I could give him is that he has given Barcelona our spirit back. He has made us smile again." That ever-present smile was infectious, and like he hadn't given enough to the Barcelona fans already, he also helped crown his new heir. On the first
Just watching these highlights, he can tell like he's just a kid inside, just playing football. Like he always smiling. When he do something good, he's dancing. You know, he's entertaining the crowd. He's just a kid, just playing football, bro. That's all he cares about. Bro, this is such a good video, bro. Damn,
of
man.
May 2005, Ronaldinho memorably assisted Lionel Messi's first ever goal for Barcelona. In retrospect, that felt like a passing the torch moment. But Ronaldinho actually wasn't done just yet. He still had one more gift to give to the Barcelona faithful. But just before that, for his amazing performances in the 2004 to 2005, he cleaned out all the awards. He won the first ever FIFA FIFPro World Player of the Year award, was
Damn.
named FIFA World Player of the Year for the second time, becoming only the third player after Ronaldo and Zidane to win the award more than once. And then he crowned it all with his first and only Ballon d'Or. It was the greatest season for him individually, but as a team, the 2005 to 2006 season was much better, and he started it by putting
really?
up one of the greatest ever El Clasico performances. A performance so good that the Santiago Bernabeu stood up and applauded him, something that hardly ever happens. In fact,
Hey, once you see greatness, the only thing you can do is, hey, I was here to witness it and just cheer on. Cause you know what I'm saying? No matter if you're if you're going for the other team or not, you just gotta acknowledge greatness, bro. Like if you love the sport, you gotta acknowledge greatness, man.
before Ronaldinho, Diego Maradona was the only other Barcelona player who had received a standing ovation by Real Madrid fans at the Bernabeu. That alone showed not only how great, but also how loved Ronaldinho was. This was a player with 0 haters. That season, he
Which
would
is
then go on to
rare.
help Barcelona win their first Champions League title in 14 years, directly contributing to 11 goals in his 12 appearances in the competition that season. In the final against Arsenal, he was very influential as always. It was even his pass to Eto'o that led to the red card for Jens Lehmann. Everyone expected him to win the Ballon d'Or again that year, but Brazil got knocked out in the quarter-finals of the World Cup, hurting Ronaldinho's chances.
Damn.
He ended up 4th at the Ballon d'Or and 3rd at the FIFA World Player of the Year awards, only beaten by players from Italy and France, both of whom got to the World Cup final that year.
Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with the team accomplishments having an effect on individual awards? I don't like that at all. If it's an individual awards, let's look at individual numbers and base off that. Don't go and bring the team, you know, accomplishments and the team record and all this stuff, accolades and whatnot from the team to affect what I got going on personally. I don't like it. If it's not a team award, it shouldn't be based on team success. It should be based on like individual. But let me know if y'all agree or not, because I hate that. Even in basketball, I hate that. It's so stupid, bro.
You see, from the point Ronaldinho moved to Barcelona up until 2006, he was absolutely unplayable. Even the 2006 to 2007 season was great. He was directly involved in 37 goals in 49 appearances and was still as entertaining as ever. but it became clear that there was a new prince in town. Lionel
Who?
Messi had
Oh,
blossomed and had overthrown Ronaldinho to become Barcelona's main man. He finished second at the FIFA World Player of the Year and third at the Ballon d'Or in 2007. Ronaldinho, meanwhile, was 5th and 12th, respectively. So, this sort of signaled the start of a new era at Barcelona, but there weren't any major changes until 2008, when Barcelona hired a certain unknown manager called Pep Guardiola. One of the first things the young man
just having Ronaldinho and Messi on the same team, bro. That's OP. Like I'm feeling sorry for the opposing team defense because they're getting ran. There's no way stopping both Ronaldinho and Messi, bro. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a long, long day.
manager did was to send Ronaldinho packing, which came as a shock to many. The Brazilian was still one of the best players in the world. Why would this inexperienced manager make a decision like that? Well, after having been devoted and dedicated to football in his first 3 years at Barcelona, Ronaldinho returned to his nightlife routine and started to give less focus to training. Guardiola saw this and decided to put the Brazilian on the market because he didn't want him to influence the young and impressionable Lionel Messi. Mind you, Ronaldinho was just 28 years old at the time, so this had absolutely nothing to do with age.
It's like, bro, let the man live. What do you want him to do? Sleep, eat, football, bro? Like, if he's not on the pitch and he's still putting up in the good numbers, like, why does it matter? He's 28, and you mean to tell me you're putting him on the market because he's having a life at night? Like, come on, bro. I can understand if he's like bringing all the other teammates and everyone to drinking and like going to practice with a hangover. I can understand that, but like, come on, bro.
Was simply his love for the nightlife
If you give any 20-year-old millions of dollars, trust me, they're partying, bro. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
that cost him his place at the very top of the game. As you know, letting him go at that time turned out to be the best decision for Barcelona, as they went on to complete a sextuple in their first year after him.
Damn.
Anyway, despite Ronaldinho's form having dropped because of his excessive partying, he was still highly sought after by top clubs all around Europe. Man City reportedly offered £25.5 million
Damn.
for him and were ready to give him £200,000 per week, a crazy number way back in
$200,000 a week. Back in like
2008.
in 2008. That's a lot of money in 2008. I don't even think NBA players was making that much in 2008. Like, that's crazy. I mean, now there's NBA players making almost $1 million a game, which is even insane, but that's, oh my God.
He turned that down and decided to go to AC Milan instead. At Milan, he got drawn deeper into partying, drinking, and nightlife in general, causing him to decline at a much faster rate. At 30, he was already headed back to Brazil, where he played for Flamengo, Atlético Mineiro, and Fluminense before retiring from professional football in 2015 and going off to India to enjoy futsal for some time. The end might not have been so glamorous, but the mention of his name will always bring smiles to the faces of football fans anywhere in the world. Heck, even when he ended up in prison in 2020 for trying to use a fake passport to enter Paraguay, he put smiles on the faces of his fellow cellmates by participating in a prison futsal tournament and helping his team beat the opponents 11-2.
He went to prison? I mean, I can understand, faking passport and this and that, but I thought he had enough like influence and money to like, a slap on the wrist and, maybe house arrest at bare minimum, but prison? Oh my God.
Of course, Ronaldinho was involved in all 11 goals. That right there just sums up football, and he did all that with a big smile on his face. While Ronaldinho brought joy to the world and walked away still smiling, Baggio carried a nation's hopes and collapsed under the weight. Click here to see the haunting.
I ain't gonna lie, Ronaldinho, bro, you just gained a huge fan, bro. I didn't even know like your whole background and this and that, but after watching this video, bro, like props to you and what you did for football because the amount of skill set you need to have to pull the stuff off. Listen, when you playing as a professional sport, right? You're playing against the best in the world, and for him to just treat the defender like it's nothing, like he's playing street ball on the pitch is insane, bro. Like the things, the tricks, and having the defender all confused and stuff, bro, it's top notch, bro. But heads off to you. Let me know in the comments who is your favorite footballer, and I'll just see if I can find a video of them or whatnot. But anyways, hope y'all enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, join the fam, and I'll see y'all for the next one.
Beats.